I truly believe it is possible to make any sort of improvement to yourself that you want to make in this life. I believe that with enough of the appropriate effort, and I'm not going to call it hard work because people waste their time talking about hard work. Concentrated effort is what should be talked about. Focused effort in a direction that you want to go, employing the best leverage that you can for whatever it is you want to be. A lot of people try to succeed at turning a wrench by holding as close as they can to the near side of the wrench, close to what it's trying to turn. That gives them no leverage whatsoever in what they're trying to be. To get the maximum leverage, you reach to the outside of the wrench and try to turn. You can turn the same bolt with a tenth of the effort if you will just grasp near the outside. And what does that have to do with anything? It has to do with the fact that mindless hard work doesn't mean anything, but concentrated effort with the appropriate leverage will let you make any improvement that you want. I think what we all need to learn how to do is learn how to focus. And I'm not going to give you 1,000 tools for how to focus, because what happens to me personally is I look for all these tools for change and then I end up using nothing. That's a problem. What I want you to be able to do is take 2 or 3 small things that you can employ and actually use them day to day. Here are 4 fast things you can use to improve your focus. Number 1, sounds ridiculous, but you must believe you can with a growth mindset. You must believe that you can have the ability to focus if that is something you want to do. It's difficult to achieve if you don't believe you'll ever achieve, even if it's achieving something small. It doesn't matter what it is, just pick something and believe that you can actually do it, that if you set your mind, it may take some time, it may take that focused, concentrated leverage and effort, but you can actually make the change. Identify yourself with a growth mindset. Make that your identity. Your identity is a person who can focus. Next, you must eliminate the belief that focus drains you of energy. Instead, you must believe that focus creates more focus. It's like when you're training, when you're doing your training in the gym. You're putting energy out, but then you leave more energized. How does that happen? You put energy out, you should be drained and tired. And in a way you are. You've tapped your physical body. But you also leave with a sense of aliveness. You're better. Somehow you created energy. The same thing you must believe happens with focus. And there are beliefs out there. There are people who believe this very thing. There are all these different yogic techniques, and you can find them. And I don't want to get all carried away with all that type of stuff, but just take an exercise. There's an exercise called fixed point gazing. And this has been around in yogic culture for forever. But now scientists are even beginning to catch on that if you can train yourself to focus on a point, mental focus will follow visual focus. So once that you believe that focus actually creates energy, you must use focus exercises, believing that they can create more focus in your life. Use the fixed point gazing. Find a small point, head of a pencil, something small that you can concentrate on for 60 seconds, 2 minutes. Build your focus. Hold it on there. Make it an exercise, and don't obsess yourself with the results. When you go and you train your body, your physical body, for a moment in time, for maybe even a series of days or weeks, you have to let go of the results because they're delayed. They come in the future. They come as a result of those efforts that you're putting out, but you're not going to see them for a little while, and that's okay because that allows you to fall in love with the process. And once you do that, you will have contentment in your life. So begin to use the focus exercises, but forget about developing the focus. It'll come later, just as the physical improvements to your body come later after your training. And lastly, when you are doing your focused exercises, use blocked linear periodization. That sounds like a fancy term. It's a little bit fancy. You can use it if you want and impress the people that you know with some fancy words. But the idea is that you slowly over time build upon what you're doing in your focused exercises. When you're in the gym, if you're doing push-ups, for weeks at a time, maybe you're doing sets of 10. Maybe that's all you can do. You can do 4 sets of 10. Well, then later on, a few weeks later, you add 2 push-ups to each one of those sets. Now you're doing 4 sets of 12, and you hang out there for a few weeks. And slowly over time, you build yourself. You build the ability to do more. You do the same with your focus. Slowly over time, expand those focus exercises to longer. Try to employ the same techniques in your regular work. Focus on your work for a little longer. Focus till it starts to get uncomfortable. Then try to thrive a little bit in that discomfort before you take a break. Make it longer and longer until you can hold your focus the way that you want. You can do it. Focus is the keystone habit to all achievement.